Hi, I'm William, and I recently finished CareerFoundry's User Experience Design BootCamp, and I just wanted to make this video to help you decide if CareerFoundry is right for you and your bootcamp needs. At first, when I was looking around at different bootcamps, I came across CareerFoundry, and I saw that they had a 1-week free course where they would send you an email once a day for 7 days, teaching you different little bits and pieces about what user experience design really is. And each of those emails has a little prompt in it for you to respond back with a bit of an answer to see if you grasp the content and to see if you enjoy it. After I did some more research on what user experience design really is and to see if I was interested in it, I realized that it really was the industry for me and that I knew for sure that I wanted to pursue it. Now, when I was looking at different boot camps, I saw CareerFoundry and a few others, and honestly, I just really appreciated that they have that free 1-week course to educate you first. I didn't see resources like that from very many other bootcamp resources, and so that alone was a big deciding factor for me. The price was 8,000 US dollars for CS bootcamp. I did see prices ranging from a little up beneath 5,000, maybe like 4,000 for some other boot camps, and as high as 15,000 for some others. I can't pay 15K, so that was a bit out of my price range. But CareerFoundry came in around that halfway spot across the other boot camps that I was looking at. And again, I really appreciated that free 1-week course. So that's really what helped me make the decision to choose CareerFoundry. The sign-up process was very easy and very smooth. There was no interview process to go for. There was no applying. It was just make an account and choose your start date. Now, when I was signing up, there were new classes starting every Monday. And so there's a whole new group of budding user experience designers every Monday. So I didn't have to wait around for like the perfect time of the year or anything like that. I could just choose my date and good to go. Once you actually get fully signed up for your user experience design class, you start with a 1-month course called Intro. In the intro, everyone does the same project, which is a vocab learning app. You get your first mentor and tutor at the beginning of this course, and it's recommended that you do 2 assignments per week. The recommendation of 2 per week is almost more of an obligation because honestly, these assignments can rack up quick if you don't get them done, especially if you're working full-time. I have been working full-time in a restaurant throughout my entire time doing the course, and I got kind of behind during the first month, and it actually kind of came back to bite me in the butt. I really needed to do a lot of work on the side to really get back into pace. When it comes to getting in touch with your mentor and tutor, your mentor is more of someone that jumps in once you complete a big chunk of your project and they grade it. They tell you how it would be received during an actual workplace review, stuff like that. But you have to be pretty proactive when it comes to meeting your mentor. You can schedule phone calls or video calls with them maybe every other week. The first call is an introductory call. They kind of lead the conversation, but after that, it's really up to you with what you want to talk about in those calls. So just make sure to be prepared for subsequent calls after you have the first one. The tutor is someone who grades every assignment. They're probably going to be more vocal with you, more communicative. They are more of a almost daily basis if you're messaging them and being proactive. But like I mentioned, to get the most out of your mentor and tutor, you really got to be proactive with communicating with them because it's not their job to reach out to you to make sure that you're doing the work. It's up to you to do the work and then ask them your questions if you have any. Now, the first project is really made just to get your feet wet with the user experience design process. You're not getting an impressive case study out of the intro project. You're not even doing high fidelity mockups or anything. You're going to do low fidelity and mid fidelity mockups, and that's pretty much enough for what you need to do in that first intro class. That class is expected to take 1 month long, and by the end, you have a pretty good idea of what you're going to be tackling throughout the rest of the course. Now that you've finished the intro course, it is time to tackle immersion. Immersion has over 50 assignments in it, and as I mentioned before, it is still recommended that you knock out 2 per week. Now, some assignments may take you more time as you have to reach out to other people, or maybe you have really big design files to work on. So it's really important that you manage your time properly. I know some people take off of work during this time to make sure they have all the resources they need. Some people are working part-time, some are working full. It's really up to you to figure out the time that you need. At the end of immersion, you will have a full case study. So that's exciting. It's your first one that you're really gonna have under your belt. But keep in mind that it is the first project you're working on, so it might not be completely professional level. And after you have your whole product ready and designed, your mentor and tutor, they're not going to require absolute perfect professional level case study work from you because you are brand new to this. For example, my UI design skills at the end of immersion, they were definitely better than when I had started, but not professional level yet. And so there was no way my tutor and mentor were going to make me develop my UI skills all the way to the point where I was producing professional level work. That was just going to take too much time on everyone's parts. So they weren't going to force me to do that. So I recommend that you go ahead and revisit that case study once you completely finish the whole course with CF, because it's probably going to need that touch up. When it comes to the actual project choices, you have 4 to choose from, and it's really not recommended that you make your own because you are still learning the process, you are still learning the ropes of both the design process and UI, so it's not really recommended. If free learning and making your own projects is very important to you, then this might not be the right spot for you. This might not be the right bootcamp. But you do have one option to make your own project after immersion, but I'll talk about that later. Once you've finished your immersion project, you actually enter a specialization course, which is expected to take about 2 months, and you have 3 choices for your specialization. The first of which is a UI design specialization, then a voice-controlled design specialization, and a front-end web development specialization. I chose the UI design specialization because that's the one that I'm lacking in, and that's where I could probably experience the most improvements in my work. So that's what I went with. And when you start your specialization, you actually get a new mentor for that course. You do still have access to your first mentor and your first tutor, but you won't be submitting assignments to them anymore, as you will be working with your new mentor. If you are in the UI specialization, you have a choice of 4 different projects. There are 3 different predefined projects, or you can redesign a product of your own choice, which is nice. That's where you get that one choice of project that I was mentioning before. I chose one of the predefined projects, and if you choose one of the predefined projects, you actually get a little bit of the user experience or the user research stuff done for you already. For example, the business needs, business goals, and the user research was already done for me. I had a user persona all ready to go. I had some branding guidelines, such as colors that they wanted me to use in the final product, as well as the emotions that they wanted me to design for. Once you've finished intro, immersion, and your specialization, you have the optional job preparation course. This one is optional because not everyone needs it. And so if you're pretty confident in your application package already and your ability to network and your ability to apply to and land jobs, then you don't need to do this. This might not be for you. I personally didn't use those resources very well in college, and so I wanted to make absolutely sure that I make good use of these resources now, so I absolutely signed up for that course. In the job prep course, you gain access to a new mentor, someone who's experienced in career development and helping people get to the careers and industries they're trying to go. CareerFoundry is more targeted toward career switchers, career changers, and so that's sort of the approach that your mentor is going to be taking with you during your job prep course. Some of the assignments in the job prep course are going to have you making some pretty simple things you've heard of before: the elevator pitch, making an updated resume, improving your LinkedIn profile, making a solid profile or portfolio website, and actually getting a domain name. They don't require you to spend money on these things, but they do tell you about different options that you have. After looking back on all my time with CareerFoundry, I'm pretty satisfied. I'm really happy with it, to be honest. I had a really, really solid tutor in my intro and immersion courses. He was very, very snappy with his replies and his grading of my assignments. And I could really tell that he was interested in the field and that he loves it and he wants to be a designer for human problems. However, not every person gets the most engaged tutor or mentor. That can really be up to the tutor or mentor you're paired with. However, if you don't feel like you have a good match or a good relationship going on with your mentor or tutor, you can request to switch. You just have to contact your student advisors, which is easy to find. It's right on the home or the dashboard of your profile. There were really no points of friction I experienced in taking CareerFoundry's User Experience Design Bootcamp. It was all very easy to understand, the course. The only trouble that I really experienced was finding the proper time to sit down and do my work, since, again, I am a full-time restaurant employee, and so it was pretty hard for me to sit down and get those 20-ish hours in per week working on the course, because I was already busy with my work and exercise. So other than finding the time to really get my stuff done, I have zero complaints about CareerFoundry at all. I've had a great time, and I would make the decision again. I will update more to the channel as I complete my job search, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.